Okay, so I'm back with another devlog. This one's pretty big change. I added in different game states, and then I got started on the level editor state. So now there's the level state and the editor state. There's going to be like menu state, loading state, and probably like finish level state, and some other stuff like game over state. Yeah, the game states are all contained like within this play section, and then these other things are related to the game, but they're like different pages. Whereas this is the game, and then there are like different states within the game. So different pages affect the URL, but the game states don't. And I'll probably change the URL so it's just WHG, and you don't have to say play. But for now, it's play, and this is going to be .com. This is like the local version. So anyway, let's go over the editor quick. The point that I can't make like a full editor with all the features right away. I just want to make like a preliminary editor that saves me time in the short run. And this preliminary editor, or whatever you call it, beta editor, it's private, it's only used by me, and it's only for tiles and stationary actors. So that's like coins, and actually it'll be stationary coins or stationary actors and simple like linear and various other types of actors, but it won't be like a full animation type thing where you can like create whatever enemies you want. You'll have to yeah, I'll just have like a simpler version that I'm using for the time being. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, this is a bit messed up right now. I'll just show you what it looks like when it's not messed up. Yeah, there's some code I have to comment out temporarily. This is what it would normally look like. Right now there's just boundary, empty, or this could also be brush and erase, and then there's dark and light. So I can go boundary, empty, dark, and light. And with that, I made this like early level. This is just another test level. I'll show you what it looks like here. This is the actual website right now. So yeah, I made this early test level, except right now the editor only has tiles, so I did all the actors like with code. And I think at the end of this video, if it's not too long, I might try coding a bit of like, because I'm going to do more test levels around here. But I don't know, the video will probably be too long. But definitely in the future, I'm going to do a lot of level design videos where I'm using my own editor and I'm building levels for the game. And eventually, there's going to be like a public editor that's like Mario Maker style, kind of. Right now, there's a Discord, which I'm going to try to be more active on, where people have like custom levels and stuff. There's like other people have already made editors. So I'm not the first person making an editor. These are all made with an editor. That one's made with an editor. This one, I'm sure there are this one, maybe. But anyway, I'm going to make my own editor, which is going to be really good. So yeah, it's just going to, the downside is it's going to take a long time before it's available to the public. Right now, the point of the editor is just to personally save me time. Because otherwise, like without the tile editor, I would have to go like this. These are the main tiles. A 1 is a boundary and a 0 isn't a boundary. I would have to go in and like go like this, and it would be too annoying. So I definitely need a tile editor. These are the main tiles. This is the background, like light or dark. And it'll also save me a long time if I have stationary, or if I have like simple actor drag and drop and copy and paste and stuff. Trying to think what I wanted to mention. Yeah, I guess from a code point of view, it's not done being refactored yet, but it's kind of cool how, like, let me just take a sip. I have different states now. Right now it's just editor state and level state. But the cool thing is, like different states share stuff. So they, for example, editor state and level state share the game world, which is this thing here with the tiles and actors in it. So I have like a general game world here, and then I have like a level specific game world and an editor specific game world. But once I have like that general game world, it's actually really easy to make the editor. So like most of the work I do making the level state, the editor state kind of gets made at the same time in a way because they share so much. So really all an editor is actually just dragging and dropping stuff, and when you want to test it to see how it looks, it's going to switch into level state. So the editor shouldn't actually be that hard to do. It's just there's a few things that are hard, but overall I can do it. I used to work as a software developer making something that's kind of similar to a level editor, so I've got a lot of experience doing this. Yeah, I also added this mouse panel, and that just helps me right now because I can't drag and drop actors. It just helps me know like this is like relative tile X. That means the tile within the game world. So I can see like this is 1818. Yeah, so right now I'm just using this mouse panel to kind of see like, okay, here I'm at 1716. Here I'm at 2321, and then I've been going in and like coding in the enemies like this, like positioning them like this. And I also have like random positions and all kinds of like for example, for the coins, like here, let's turn on invincibility. Oh, whoops, I closed it. See here, like the coins, I define a rectangle that they're in, and then they're just a random place within that rectangle. So here I'll say like it has a rectangle, and then when I position it, I just give it a random position of that rectangle. But in the future, all this direct coding that I'm doing, like here, and you know, like here, and like with the checkpoints and with camera and stuff. It's all going to be done with the editor instead. So right now I'm just, all the coding I'm doing is all like temporary code, so it doesn't really have to be that good. I'm going to replace it all with like automatically generated editor code later. Yeah, I guess there's not that much to mention. I changed the hover of the like header here so that your mouse has to go like all the way to the top almost. And I think that's better than what I had before because it was like popping up too often before. Let me just see, I have like notes here. Yeah, I didn't really, it was mainly the editor. The editor, even just this like little bit that I did was quite a bit of work actually because I had to refactor a bunch of code. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention you can like zoom in, zoom out, and pan with the arrow keys. But in the future, I'll be able to like click and drag here and like mouse wheel and stuff also. Right now, there's no state changer, so you can't really test the editor. All you can do is, if you go to the fairmangames.com, you can just play the level that I made. Yeah, this is like the first test level that's kind of actually hard. This isn't going to be like a real level in the game, but I wanted to test something, try making something that was actually difficult. And yeah, this one is actually pretty darn difficult. If you were to die instantly, it would be really hard. Because you have extra lives, it makes it quite a bit easier. But it allows me to do like more interesting level designs when you have the extra lives. Or not extra lives, extra health. Because it's like you can get pushed through walls unless, if I'm using enemies for walls, you can get pushed through a wall, and if I'm using like normal walls, you can't. And then like I can just kind of do harder stuff in general because you don't die right away. And then there's like the mechanic of getting pushed, like when you get hit your player, gets like knocked forward or whatever, you can kind of like use that to your advantage sometimes. Like from a level design perspective, it's just kind of more interesting doing this way compared to the older levels, because also like when I get these coins, if you die, you like spill out all your coins all over the map. So now that there's like coins all over the place, it gives me an excuse to like go all over the, there's certain places where I might otherwise not go, but because now I just spilled a bunch of coins there, now I have like a reason to try to go there a bit more. So like the way the coins shoot out, it kind of opens up the level design. It makes the player go, it gives the player an incentive to go everywhere. There's nowhere in the level where you'd never be incentivized to go. Due to the spewing of the coins, it's like, I think it makes it better because every little bit of the level counts. Whereas in like older versions of World's Hardest Game, there's certain parts of certain levels that you just wouldn't go to, like in a corner of like a big wide open area. You wouldn't necessarily go to the corner unless there were some coins there. Whereas now you kind of have a reason to go anywhere. Yeah, and as you get like the fact that you can gain health with hearts partway through, like I could get hurt here, or that's not a good example, but like if I were to get hurt like right here, now I can get some hearts and replenish my health, and then it just kind of makes things more interesting. But yeah, I'm really excited for the fact that I'm going to be probably doing like thousands of hours. I'm going to make my own editor and then do thousands of hours of World's Hottest Game level design using my own editor. And yeah, there's just back when I used to make normal World's Hardest Game levels, it was fun, but I don't think it's going to be as interesting as having these new mechanics. And I didn't even list them all. That's only like half of the new mechanics. But it's also going to be more interesting because I have my own editor and I can like, add in new features easily and stuff. So yeah, the level, is that a bug? No. Yeah, the level design process is going to be really fun. I'm just kind of dipping my toes into it right now, just testing around a bit still. Yeah, like other things to mention are if an enemy is moving quickly, you lose 2 HP instead of 1. So like you see like a star blip instead of a circle blip. So that kind of affects the level design a bit because some guys are running just not fast enough that they only do 1 damage, and then some of them I adjust to make them faster that they do 2 damage. There's going to be like the fact that it's, if you're familiar with the terminology roguelite and roguelite, in hard and hardest mode, it's going to be a rogue-like, which means every time you run out of lives, you go back to the very start of the game. And in the easier modes, it's going to be rogue light, which means you go back to the start of the level when you run out of lives. So what that means, from a level design and like player experience perspective, is in the old game, you'd be on one level and you'd be doing one level over and over and over and over and over, and you'd eventually beat it. Whereas in this game, because you have more health and more lives, you're gonna like struggle a bit on one level but get through it, and then struggle a bit on another level, get through it, and you're gonna get through a whole bunch, and then you're gonna die, and then you're gonna have to start over. So it's kind of like, instead of doing the same thing over and over and then the next same thing over and over, you're getting more variety. And yeah, if you hit a really hard level, you're gonna lose a bunch of lives on that level, but you're not gonna necessarily get stuck there, because you can still like go through walls, and like depending on if I'm using enemies for walls, you can still kind of like fumble your way through. So even if you're like doing poorly, you could still progress through a level. It's just that you'll restart when you run out of lives. And then there's the whole aspect of the store where I have to think like, what do I want to buy from the store, and how much does it cost, and is it worth like risking my life to get some more coins in order to buy something? And like, you know, there might be some coins that you really want, but they're in too difficult of a spot or something, so you go and get some easier coins, you know. And because you can just die and spew out the coins, it just kind of like makes every game like unique and different, kind of, because there's so much RNG. But yeah, anyway, unfortunately, the level editor is not going to be public for a while, but yeah, I'm just kind of previewing it right now, and I'm pretty excited that this is like the first kind of like difficult enough level that it's like world's hardest game difficulty. I'm still kind of able to beat it right now, but normally I die a bunch. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Excited about the level editor, and I feel like it's gonna go really well. I'm gonna be able to make a lot of really good levels, and then it's gonna eventually evolve into it's like the community making levels, like Mario Maker. And I'm going to try to curate them so that all the best ones get a lot of attention. There's going to be like a whole big community, hopefully, for level design. Yeah. But right now, it's super early. Right now, it's just to save me a bit of time so that I don't have to direct code everything. But anyway, and also, this version, the simple version, isn't going to look like this. It's going to look more like the original colors. Right now, I only define one color, so I'm like putting less alpha in the center, but I need to define two colors. And once I define two colors, then I can blend them a certain way. Then I can like have it look more like the original game. Yeah. Anyway, in future videos, I'm gonna be adding more level editor features and more level features. It's gonna be like back and forth, between them, but mainly I'm going to be focusing on level state. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a state changer soon so that you can play around with the level state. Right now with editor though, like when I want to like test it, I have to go like this, export the strings, and then copy and paste them into my code. But once I have a state changer, you could at least play around with it, but you won't be able to export it. But anyway, that's about it for now. And also, this is a good kind of proof of concept of the different colors, because if these were all blue, it would be too hard to see what's going on. But because each one, each similar set of enemies has a unique color, it's kind of makes it a lot easier to see what's going on. So that's also opening up not opening it up, but it's making the level designs, it gives me more freedom with level design to do crazier stuff, because I'm not as worried now about the colors all blending together. I have like a system where I know that the colors are going to be different. And yeah, right now only light theme looks anywhere half good, but there's going to be all kinds of themes later. The level design is going to be intense. There's going to be a full-blown level editor. I'm going to be planning on spending a lot of time doing it. It's just the first version of the game. I need to have a set of levels that are good enough, and then I'm gonna have like, a whole new campaign later, and then make an even better campaign later, and then the previous versions will just be like, something you can play. It's like the old school option or whatever. I'm getting flustered right now. I can't really talk, but there's going to be like sets of levels that are called a campaign. So there's going to be the initial campaign I launch, which will be missing a lot of features. And then later, as I add in like ice and water and diagonal walls and pits and moving platforms and whatever else, I'm going to add like a whole new campaign. And then you could still play the older campaigns, but there's going to be like featured like the new one. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. So yeah, I have a bunch of coding to do. Random cleanup. This is what it looks like. Actually, I fixed this one. Yeah, normally people use tickets, they're called. I just use Notepad because I'm a solo developer. So each one of these is a ticket. It's like a little bug or a little thing. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of cleanup to do. These are all really, really easy, but there's a lot of them. So yeah, I'm just going to take like a couple weeks or something to do a bunch of cleanup. It's already pretty clean, but there's a lot of, like, the cleanup builds up if you don't do it. Okay, anyway, I'll see you soon. It's probably going to be a few weeks for the next video, though.